This is 37th Street Radio and TV, and of course, we're out here hooking you up with the best of the best when it comes to guests. And today we have another special guest. So, guest, please just introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Hey, that's an amazing intro. So, Wagwan beautiful people, my name is Joy Nkatha Kirote. I prefer to be called Nkatha or Kirote. I am an artist, multi-dimensional soul creative. That means I do a number of things art-wise, and one of them is film and modeling, fashion. Other things that I do, other art spaces that I am involved in is I am also a musician. So I do music, I practice meditation, yoga meditation. I am also a dancer, a sensual dancer, a photographer, among other things. I also do a little bit of abstract drawings here and there, never shared, but yes, that's just basically my own personal way of letting go of a long day. So yeah, that is who I am. I love cats. I'm a cat lover. I am an animal lover. I take no shit and do no harm. Yes, I think that's who I am. We'll get to know each other along the way. So yeah, thank you for having me on 37th Street TV and radio.
Thank you too. So, I just want to know, you have mentioned very many things that you are doing, and I just want to know, like, maybe what came first?
Wow. What came first? So as a kid, I've always been inclined to music. However, I began modeling. That's what came first. So music came first, yes. It's always been a part of the journey. But I began my own expressive nature in modeling. So yes, I could say fashion and modeling. Because I loved styling and dressing up. And growing up, I was such a tomboy. So mom was like, okay, let's try put you in dresses. So I'd wear them, and yeah, I feel pretty, but I would be most comfortable in, like, jeans and a t-shirt, and trying to put on a durag. Yani back then, hey, the stuff we used to do. Tungeweka, okay, acha nijiongelele, but pia those people tulikuwa tunafanya na hiyo maneno. Unaona pull neck, si unajua turtleneck?
Yeah.
Tungevaa turtleneck kwa kichwa. Tukisema, tunakaa nameless and na red sun. Anyway, that was growing up. That was amazing. So yeah, that's modeling is what began my journey.
Doing all these things, and just interacting with the elder people in your society, in your environment, do you usually feel like you are out of place? Because the generation that came before us, walikuwa wale unachukua kitu moja unaifanya, like you get a job, you do that job for even 20 years. But you see young people like me and you, we are coming, mtu anajaribu kitu 2 years anawacha. Somebody like you are doing very many things at a time. So when you interact with the elders in your environment, labda huwa wanadhani, do they advise you, chagua tu kitu moja and you do it?
Okay, a very beautiful question. So yes, growing up, I have encountered different people in my life, not just elders, but also my own age mates tell me that, it's good to commit to one thing and go with it all the way. And I believe that there's some truth to it. But also, I also believe each and everything has its own season, so the minute for example, I started doing film in university, yeah. So that for me was a season. Growing up, it was fashion, right? So everything always has a season, and depending on the season, it will all flow together. So the thing is, it's to gain as much skills as you can in every department, in every art expression, I can say. That way you don't feel like you're left out when there's something to add on to. Yeah. So yes, I have gotten that. I have felt out of place. I don't think any artist always feels like they fit in per se. But I think I feel like this world, I was made for this world. You get? So anything that is within this world, I am able to handle. Anything thrown at me, it's not new under the sun. Someone else has gone through it. We can all do it. Yes, but I also do believe in the process of learning. So if you're going to learn a number of things, learn with all your heart, be able to put yourself out there and make those mistakes and learn from them. Don't just, okay, I've made a mistake, now I am just going to cry and not do anything about it. It's okay, you can cry, but get up. Fall 9 times, get up 10. So as much as, yes, I understand, I may do film, I may do fashion, I may be a rapper, and everyone's like, hey, girls, you just pick one. You're an actor when you're going through an existential crisis or something. No, we are multi-dimensional souls. Let's begin there. We are capable of so much. So if you can do it with all your heart. Everything. If you're able, like, there's people who can be carpenters, who can cook, can be chefs, who can still be a doctor. Like, why are we being limited to just one thing? So I don't believe in being put in a box to fit in. Yeah.
So this film, you studied film.
Yes. I study film, technology, and theater arts at Kenyatta University, and I am looking to graduate end of this year.
When you are like choosing that course, how was the reception from your parents and also friends? We are just coming from a generation that believes in you should be a doctor, you should be a lawyer, but you are talking
Yeah.
about film. So, like, how was the reception among your parents, close relatives, friends, or you honestly don't care about anybody's opinion?
No, I care. I do care. So my mom was very supportive. At first, after high school, I really did want to do music, but I wasn't able to due to some circumstances. But I ended up choosing the other thing that I was also very inclined to, which was film technology and theater arts. So when I took that, I remember I was with my mom actually, and I told her, just give me like a week to decide what I want to do, because I was at home and I was tired of being home. She was tired of me being home. So she was very supportive. Also my father had, growing up, he alikuwa msanii, na I feel like bado yeye ni msanii in his own way, interior designing and all that, but they were very supportive. My family have always been supportive of what I do. This is because they realize I'm also a hard head. So like you can't tell me what to do if I don't want to do it. It's not in a rude way or anything, But if my heart is there, I'll do it wholeheartedly. But if you're forcing me to do something, then I'll give it half-assed energy, and no one likes that. So yeah, they were quite supportive, and I'm grateful that they can really support me, because it's not easy to get parents who support you, you know. Though my mom would have wanted me to do law or IT at some point. So it didn't come as a shock to her. She just realized she can't. She will not. She would rather support me than argue her way through, or go to Strathmore and do IT. I'm not saying it's a bad course, it's a beautiful course. You have to have the patience to do IT. And I appreciate those people who do IT, but it's not for everybody. So I chose my path. My path chose me, I could say. So yes, she just ended up, being falling in line. Yeah.
Still talking about film, I also just want to know, like, if you want to do film, sometimes there are other guys, anything to do with art, in this country, they usually tell you that you just have to throw yourself in the pool even if you don't know how to swim. So like you will just be advised to just go start practicing film, start hanging out around these people, and just learn on the job. But for you, you made a decision to go to school for it. So, like, how did you weigh those options of just starting out and knowing about film, and you going to school? Like, what did you want to achieve by going to school? Because I know of very many filmmakers who never even studied for it. They just started and they learned, and now they are producing very good programs for even TV. So how was the thought process?
Okay. So, wow, that's interesting. For me, I believed I'm a very big believer in learning. So even if I didn't have the chance to go to school, I would put myself out there and ensure that I find people who can mentor me or teach me about film. So it's in applying for film, applying to do film, that I was able to expose myself to these people, and that way it created networks and connections with big filmmakers, with the upcoming filmmakers, people who are growing themselves as well. So together we were able to learn, to get like a lot pamoja. So it was never really for me in my mother's household. uh, it's, you have to go to school, you must get education. And as Julius Nyerere says, education is he says something about not education is not to like, okay, I've kind of forgotten the quote, but it's about being able to eradicate poverty with education. So my mom's a very big believer on education and going to school, obviously. So hiyo sikuwa na option pasi. Hiyo ilikuwa I have to go to school. And because I have to go to school, let me pick something I'd like to do, I'd love to do, that wouldn't feel like, why am I doing this? Why am I waking up to go to school and do this? But even as a student, you realize you still have to put yourself out there. Otherwise, you would get stuck in an endless cycle of torture. So I had to like place myself in spaces where I can be able to interact with filmmakers, Alliance Francaise, theater, KNT. I was able to, I was very blessed to be a part of a creators company called Quiver. Quiver is a creative arts company, and through their mentorship, because we used to do theater plays, theater performances, through 2017, 2018, 2019. We did a lot of plays, and well, we did like 3 plays or 4. But that really put a lot of perspective into the theater space for me. So even in film, coming to school and finding people who are really practicing gives you that kind of motivation to also put yourself out there. So I was also able to come together with a team, and I did my first film. I'm very proud of that film. I must say it's a milestone, because it's not easy to do a feature film. So yes, many people may watch it and think, oh my God, sound is shitty and whatnot, but I was able to learn along the way, and even after that, review my process, the progress of this film production, to learn so that my next feature film is better. So I'm very humbled to have been able to do that with the Psy Collective. Yeah, and yeah, I hope that's answered your question. I can talk a lot, but yes, that has answered your question.
You, so there are usually very many talks of how our education system is outdated. People go to university and study things that were only relevant in the 1990s. So I just want you your experience in class, like what they're teaching you and what you have practiced on the field. Are they matching, or for you, you are just in school to create networks, to get ideas from like-minded people like you? So is it the education that you are learning in school, and you've just talked about doing your first film? So if you can just weigh the two experiences, is whatever you are being taught applicable in the field?
It's a little bit of both. Yes, we are taught mostly theory. So the practical bit comes in a bit later. But when putting up your own works, so because now you have to, learn on the go, it's that experience of being there and learning in the moment that opens up your mind to more. So yes, there's a lot of theory we are taught, and also practical, but I I can say film is just about practice. It's really I could be taught, I could have a lecturer come and tell me, this is how you do it, this is how you do it, this is how you do it. Yes, it will apply, yes, but if I don't practice it, like intentionally, I'm right there with the camera practically, then it doesn't add up. It will not add up. So yes, these notes, we remember, your taught angles and shots, etc, etc. So when you hear these things in class, it sounds like, okay, yeah, I think I can apply a medium shot to this and that. But when you're on ground and that shot is not coming up, you have to improvise. You have to think on the go. So it's something also that you must be ready to be flexible, also not stray away from the structure of your certain film. So allowing flexibility, but also having structure, having a forward movement. Yeah, that is, can go both ways, can be flexible, can also be structured, can be flexible, can be, yeah. Yes.
You as a young filmmaker, when you're just looking at our industry right now, from where you are seated, what can you say that if given a chance you can do it differently from the older generation?
Oh, that's a very beautiful question. And these questions. Okay, so what can I do differently? I feel like, well, not do differently, but add on to. I can add on to the awareness of social problems that affect minority groups. That for me, I feel like I can add on to whatever is already going on. Yes, there's awareness in different aspects, mental health awareness, political awareness, all that. It's there. But when it comes to minority groups, for example, disability awareness, the inclusion of minority groups like LGBTQ, these things we shy away from them. And I feel like it's important to have those very difficult conversations. It doesn't matter. It's so important to have them. And yeah, that's what I would add on to. And also a little bit of, I feel like I love the fact that, yes, we have, for example, I'll use Country Queen. There's the aspect of going back to our ancestral roots, yeah? And they the entire series is based on not like giving away land because it belongs to society, because it belongs to the community. And that for me is, I'm very big on ancestral roots. So we can't stray from that, because as time goes by, we forget, tunajisahau mazi. Unanielewa? Yeah, we forget ourselves, and it's really not good. So it's important to kind of remind ourselves where we've come from, so we know where we are, so we know where we are going. And yeah, those are the things I would add on to.
What is your vision for film in the long run? Like we are seeing, I don't know, you have talked about Country Queen, which is something very good that has happened to Kenyan film this year. I guess you have seen Abel Mutua. I watched an interview. He was just talking about he wants to be doing like 2 films every year. So for you, maybe for you, what do you maybe want to achieve in the long run? Do you dream of maybe having a production house, having a company, doing 3 movies per year or something like that? Just talk to us
Interesting.
about
You're asking me these questions. I'm just looking through my books, like, did you go through my journal or something? But yes, I would definitely love to have a production house, and not just a production house, um, a house that holds not just film, but also music, also fashion, dance, art, basically in everything. An all-rounded house that houses art. Yes, I would very much love to have, I'm looking for something I had written over here, to have a film production company. I have, there we go, a couple of film ideas that I would love to put out. Yes, I feel like doing 2 films a year is actually quite hectic, but it's doable, you know. And if you have the funds, yes, definitely. So big up to Abel Mutua, because he knows what he's talking about. And well, for me, I have a 10-year plan, which I will not disclose, but yes, I have plans for the film industry, and they are very much meant to inspire, to motivate, and to cultivate a culture that grows others together. So, yeah. Yes.
We just talked about you doing a couple of things. So I just want to ask you, like, how do you see your life? Which direction do you see your life taking you? Is it music? Is it film? Is it modeling? Or are you that type of a person where you will go where the money is?
Okay. First and foremost, the direction that God wants. That's it. So currently, my own job is about service and leadership, which allows me to also put the skills I've learned along the way in practice. And I never really thought of myself being in a leadership and service company, organization. It's really never occurred to me, but God has a plan for each and everyone's lives, and it may be different. So I could say, yes, I see myself doing film, I see myself releasing an album. I see myself having a fashion line. I see myself doing all these things, but I don't want to forget that God has been guiding me all through. So God's guidance is key. And if He decides, fine, you're done with your leadership and service organization, serving, then yeah, let's do some music. But currently, so I'll speak presently because that's the one thing I have control of. So as much as I am still part of this organization, I'm able to grow my musical abilities, which for me comes as a surprise because nilikuwa nafanya film, unaona. So it's something that I grew up loving, music, expressing myself, singing, dancing, etc. But if you told me like a few, maybe when you're in your 20s, you'll be working in an organization and still being able to do music, still being able to practice, still being able to grow musically, I'd be like, I mean, yeah, I see it, but okay, sijui. But yes, so currently that's what I'm doing. I am musically inclined, and wherever the music is, I go, and somehow it just also tends to, soul grab me. There's a word like that. But yeah, yes, that's where I'm at currently. So for the future, I leave it in God's hands. But I would be so happy if it does align in the way I would love it to, which is being able to release a couple of songs, maybe an album, doing a couple of films, putting out merchandise for my own fashion line, and also putting out my own artworks, in like modeling. So being able to sell that also. Yeah, these are some of the things that I feel I still can do. And currently, also in this position, I'm doing social media marketing within the organization. So that's a big plus on branding, which has really helped me even with my own.
What do you think should change in the industry, both in music and also in film? Because we are seeing Country Queen is like I don't know, second or third movie on Netflix. And then countries like Nigeria, they were already there a long time ago. South Africa, you have seen their productions. They have been there for a long time ago. Even when it comes to music, you see South Africa, they have Amapiano. Artists have already made a lot of money.
Yeah.
They have toured, and Amapiano is not even like 4 years old. You can see Afrobeat artists are selling out shows everywhere, left, right, and center. And in Kenya, we are lagging behind. So just talk to me what you think we can change as an industry.
Maze, so just being in the organization, I've really learned a lot. And that is politically. And I feel like if we could get to a place where Kenya's politics, Kenya's government can support. Hi, I'm having a Zoom. It's okay, Kopoa. Yeah. Yeah, so getting to a place where we can support our own Kenyan artists from the ground up, like from wakiwa wanna grow. Like I saw UK's art and culture economy, and it really contributes a lot. So if we're able to do that for Kenyan artists, we can grow. But I also feel like the current constitution only favors a number of artists. I'm not gonna point out names, but it's true. It does favor a number of particular set of people. So ukifika a certain place, you know, you have to really have put in a lot, which is good. Yes, you have to work hard as an artist. I don't dispute modeling industry. I think this professionally, this will be my 8th or 9th year, my 9th year. Yeah. So having a government that really supports us is important. It's very crucial. So we don't, you know, just always depend on our own like selves. Like, is it possible to get organizations to support artists? Is it possible to get politicians to support, like not just during elections? That stuff ruins a lot of us, you know. So because there's also the bit of rights, and artists really don't know their own rights, you know. So being able to, one, be educated as an artist, to know what my rights are, how I can help better this country, my community, doesn't have to be the entire country, but how can I be a better artist in my community, and then having my community support me as a growing artist. That is important. I feel like these are some of the things that really need to get better. Yeah.
Because as we are finishing up, because you are a model, you have done modeling, I just want to ask you, like, who is your style icon?
You can't do that to me. Oh my God. Okay. So my style icon, there are many. I'm going to list them all. You can't tell me one. So I have, I don't know if you know Doña Leluna. She was, I think, the first, well, I think she was British, British Black American or something like that. She's called Doña Leluna, her actual name Peggy Ann Freeman. And man, her style in the 1960s was insane. That's just one. Is Naomi Campbell, because the queen, she's a queen in the scene. And locally in Kenya, and she's also like been able to grow internationally, is Angeli Laura. So I really look up to these three. They're amazing. They are amazing artists and models. And currently I'm seeing Aduta Ketch, and she's doing her own thing and she's winning at it. I'm like, oh my God, that's beautiful. But yes, Doña Leluna, Naomi Campbell, and Angeli Laura. Sorry, that my voices in my head. They were like, but there's Nani and Nani and but yeah, I'll stick to those three. And also for male style icon, man is a Rocky, man. Like hands down. Hands down is a Rocky. And uh don't go. Don't go. Okay, it's gone. But come on, man. Okay, you know what? I will not disturb myself. There is Instagram over here. 1 minute. Because I have ni kama jina yake imenipotea.
Yeah.
Mbona, okay, nimemsahau, but I'll stick with A$AP Rocky for now.
Yeah.
Then I'm sure that will come to me before the end of our session.
So thank you so much for giving me your time, and I really wish you all the best.
Thank you as well. Oh, yes, anaitwa Juma Jante, I think. Yeah. He's Kenyan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Juma Jate.
Yeah.
Don't tell the people I did the thing.
It's okay, no problem. We are finishing up. Thank you so much.
Thank you as well. I'm so grateful.